Welcome back, everybody. We have Jim Caruk talking about the biggest reno mistakes. All right, Jim, you have a biggest reno mistakes. I'm not going to call it a checklist, but a 1 through 5. Are you willing to go through these with me? And do you even remember writing these?
There's a million of them, so I might remember some.
See, we can find lots of stuff, right? And that's what I love about this when we're doing our homework. And with you, it's so easy because there's so much stuff out there about you. But that just says
One of your biggest rental mistakes is, you know what is?
What is it?
Watching TV. So there you go.
Actually, we have to tell everybody, before we came on air, of course, we were talking about that, where there's a lot of shows that embellish a little bit and might not be portraying the truth. But certainly I have to say that with your shows, that is something that I used to just love about you, is you really told it like it was, or you tell it like it is. That's your approach.
You know what? I mean, it's funny when we were asked to do the show. I mean, that's when they came and asked me, I said, look, I'm more than happy to do it.
Yeah.
But the industry is so messed up. People need to understand what we go through to get them what they need and what they put us through. And, we all agreed that that's the way it would be. And you know what Real Renos was? I think we were probably one of the first.
For sure you were.
First shows coming out. And the networks were a little different back then, and we could get away with a little more.
Yeah, well, and it was cutting edge.
Yeah.
I mean, how long ago was that now? In
I
terms
think
of when you started?
aired in 2001.
See, there you go.
So we shot in 2000 and aired in 2001, yeah.
And it was real.
It was real as it could get. I mean, you couldn't get it anymore.
I love it when they would pan on you and you'd give your synopsis of the kind of the trail of events, and of course then you get the homeowners. And I thought, there's no way this could be scripted. Not in a million years.
Even the producer said, she goes, I could never have casted this show.
Well, I think we need to do it again. So we need to figure that out. I think we need to get our heads together here. I'm looking at all my crew, and we need to get Jim back on air here, and we need to get that show rocking. So we'll have to talk about that. All right, let's talk about these biggest reno mistakes for all our viewers and listeners out there. So number 1, Jim, not appreciating a house has a unique DNA. So every home is different.
Right.
So when we're talking about, let's say, a modern home, the last thing you want to do is be putting crown molding on it.
Right. So a modern home is, clean lines, straight lines. It's not, you're not going to have all your fancy crown molding and your fancy, casings with back bands and the high 8-inch baseboards. That's all. If understand what you want, understand what you're going to build. You want something classic, you want something traditional, or you want something modern or contemporary.
Now, Jim, is there
you can mix? Yeah, you know what? You see more and more of it happening, right?
Where they're going too far.
Well, some are going too far, but some are done very nicely. We just finished one in Oakville where, we used a lot of the wood siding on the exterior, but the windows were big, but very thin mullions, and
yes.
And then inside it was very clean, and it looked beautiful. But again, just understand what you're getting in and try to focus on what you want to do.
All right. How about number 2? Believing that good big windows don't matter is a mistake.
Yeah, windows make a house. Always have, always will.
It's the face.
It's the face.
Yeah.
And again, you know what? Doing a modern, contemporary-looking house, you get a window that's very slim-lined and again, thinner mullions. Now, on a traditional house, of course, you want the mutton bars, you want the big brick molds and everything else, and as big as you can make it. Now, some windows are too big,
right,
and some are too small. So again, this is where an architect designer comes in and helps you with that at the beginning.
And understanding the right shapes. This is where I find people kind of miss the mark, just from an aesthetic point of view, because that curb appeal, Jim, is just as important as when you walk in that front door.
It's the first thing you see.
It's everything you see.
Right?
Yeah. First impression, right?
Yep.
All right. Yep. Number 3, you renovate too much. I can't believe you're saying that. I'm sorry. Isn't that what you do? Okay. Where are you going with that?
Again, you know what? You can get overboard and go so far that it doesn't make any sense anymore. Just tear the house down.
Okay.
Right?
It's time.
It's time, right? Because you're putting good money to bad. And here's another. This is another thing that I talk to the clients about when we're at that point, of renovating, and then I can see it's, we're going to end up with one wall standing and everything else. And I said, okay, so understand when you go to sell your house, this is not a new house. It's a renovated house. So the numbers will change. So if you want to spend a little more, again, not saying that you you have to, or you can afford it. But if you did, and we tore the house down, sure, setbacks and all that are going to be different.
Right.
But now you have a new house. Everything is new.
Is new, and you can say so.
And you can say so,
Yeah.
and you will get more money for it.
Great point, Jim, because a lot of people out there use that term. New is just what I call the gray area. And a lot of people use it and shouldn't when they're referencing the age of the home. They'll say new or like new, but that is very misused. Well, everybody, nothing like learning from the best, so don't go anywhere. We have more with Jim Caruk talking about the biggest reno mistakes. Do people just call you because they like you? And what the heck? I mean, is that what happens?
I think that's where the TV shows come in.